what has been an event, a moment, either recently or something important where that's happened for you, where you've had an experience at a keynote or an event like a Viking funeral or something where your perspective has shifted?
Honestly, you and I were talking just briefly before we started recording about my history. Before I was in the corporate speaking market, I was a youth speaker for like 12 years. And I went around and did hundreds of school assemblies and leadership keynotes for high school kids and talked to them. And I think that because of that, like the youth market can feel sort of like the minor leagues compared to the corporate market. Like this feels like, oh, this is where all the real speakers are. And I, for the longest time, just thought, oh, I don't know if I'll be able to hang at that level. And then I came in, like, I did my first corporate event, and it went so much better than I ever imagined. And the first person that came up to me afterwards was like, hey, we want to book you for an event. And that has just continued to happen over and over again. And I realized, oh, like I had all of these thoughts about why it won't work, or the competition's going to be too intense, or I'm not going to be good enough, or whatever. And I had not really taken the time to think about, well, what if I am capable? What if I can hang at that level? My friend Michelle Poehler, who's another amazing speaker, she talks about her therapist telling her to, we always think about what's the worst thing that could happen, and we start planning for that. But we never ask what's the best thing that could happen. And we never ask, like, what if actually, like, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be? And so the last few years have just been this insane rocket ship journey into the corporate world. When people ask me, like, how has that been for you, and what's that like, and what are your thoughts? I'm like, I kind of just wish I would have started earlier, because I had all of these. I had talked myself out of why now wasn't the right time, or I wasn't ready, or whatever. And then I came in, and none of that stuff turned out to be true. And one of the things that I tell people all the time is that we, as a culture and as a society, and even as individuals, we have a very deep bench of talent when it comes to people who will tell you why your idea won't work, and devil's advocates. And like, there are plenty of people out there. We don't need any more of those. So if that's
there's no scarcity of the no in the world.
Yeah. Oh, we have plenty of critics, but what we don't have is a lot of people who will bodyguard an idea for someone else. And I'm not saying that you have to go around and tell everyone that all their ideas will work. But I do think sometimes all it takes is one person saying, like, hey, I don't know, but maybe you should just give it a shot. I don't know if it'll succeed or fail. It might be a terrible failure, but it also might go way better than you ever imagined. And the only way you're going to find that out is by trying it. And sometimes that's all it takes for someone to have the courage to actually push that idea out into the world.
Yeah.